Welcome to week 7. In previous chapters, we studied the application, transport, and network layers. This week, we'll cover chapter 6 of the textbook, which delves into the layer between the network layer and the physical layer, the link layer. We will skip the sections on MPLS and data center networking. The last section of this chapter will sum up a lot of what you have learned, walking through the details of a seemingly simple request for a web page. The link layer is a protocol layer that transfers data between adjacent network nodes in a wide area network, or between nodes on the same local area network or LAN segment. The link layer also handles the moving of data into and out of a physical link in the network. We will start our study with a deeper look at error detection and correction. In chapters 3 and 4, we saw that UDP, TCP, and IP version 4 use checksums to detect error. This week, we'll see how the link layer uses a more robust error detection and correction method called cyclical redundancy checking, or CRC. There are two types of network links, point-to-point and broadcast. For the broadcast links, we'll examine how many nodes can share a single broadcast channel. This is termed multiple access. In chapter 4, you learned about IP addressing in the network layer. The IP address can be thought of as a software address used to get the message to the internet. The device interface's IP address has to be changed if it is moved from one network to another. On the other hand, a link layer address is often called a hardware address because the address is usually permanently associated with the device interface. It is also called the Media Access Control, or MAC address. As we look at the most predominant link layer protocol, Ethernet, we find that the MAC address is burned into the network interface card. The MAC address is used to direct the IP datagrams inside the local area network. As we discuss the local area networks, we will take a closer look at the key component of the link layer, a LAN switch. Besides the chapter reading and videos, you do have the usual chapter quiz, chapter assignment, and journal to complete. There is only one lab this week, a Wireshark lab on Ethernet and the Address Resolution Protocol, or ARP. You will also start programming assignment number 4. Finally, there is an extra credit Mininet lab available where you can work with a POX controller. The POX controller is an SDN controller written in Python. You will have until June 19th at 11:59 p.m. to submit this. This is the day of the final. Next week is a short week. So Module 8 will be open early this week on June the 9th. We will finish the class covering the last sections on Chapter 8, Network Security. There is no required labs for the week 8, but there are extra credit labs. The extra credit labs are a Wireshark SSL lab and a GRE IP version 6 lab. The final will be on Saturday next week, June 19th. It will be comprehensive, covering chapters 1 to 6 and the first half of chapter 8. The final will not cover the section of chapter 8 that we will cover next week. For the final exam prep, we are providing a few resources. We have placed a study guide and a pre-final on Canvas in this week's module. The study guide will help you focus your preparation work. The pre-final has questions that are similar to some of the questions you'll find on the final. You can take the pre-final an unlimited number of times. It is due at 9 a.m. on June 19th, just before the final begins. It will count the same as a quiz.